Open your fridge right now. A can of soda, some yogurt, leftover pizza, maybe fruit from the other side of the planet. But to your ancestors, none of this was food. So what did humans actually eat? The answer would horrify most people alive today. Scientists have uncovered evidence from caves around the world that completely changes our understanding of the human diet. To understand it, we must travel back 3 million years. Your earliest ancestors were not hunters. They were scavengers. After lions killed antelopes, they ate the best parts first. Then hyenas crushed what remained. By the time humans arrived, only scraps and thick bones were left. But those bones contained treasure. With simple stone tools, our ancestors smashed open the hardest leg bones and scooped out the raw bone marrow inside. Gray, greasy, and dripping with fat, it was one of the richest foods they could find. They cracked open skulls, too, eating the fatty brains inside. They hunted insects, termites, grubs, and beetles. For over 1 million years, this was dinner. Then, everything changed. Fire. Around 1 million years ago, humans learned to control it. Suddenly, meat could be roasted, roots could be softened, and food became easier to digest. Cooking was a revolution. Because cooked food released more calories, our bodies spent less energy on digestion and more on growing the most expensive organ we have, the brain. The human brain is only 2% of our body weight, but consumes about 20% of our energy. And with bigger brains came bigger ambitions. By 300,000 years ago, humans were eating nearly everything they could find: mammoths, bison, fish, shellfish, wild grains, berries, nuts, eggs, and especially honey. Honey was the ancient equivalent of a superfood. Hunter-gatherers risked painful stings and dangerous climbs just to reach it because it packed enormous amounts of energy. And that ancient desire still lives inside you. Your brain cannot tell the difference between honey in a tree and sugar in a donut. It only knows one thing: eat it while you can. That same ancient programming explains your cravings for sugar, fat, and protein. But there was another craving buried deep in human history, one far more disturbing: human flesh. In a cave in England called Gough's Cave, researchers discovered human remains from 14,700 years ago. The bones were carefully cut with stone tools. Skulls were shaped into cups. Long bones were broken open for marrow. And the terrifying part? They weren't starving. The same cave contained plenty of animal remains. Humans were not the best source of calories. They were a choice, a ritual. And Gough's Cave was not alone. Similar evidence has appeared across Europe, revealing a dark chapter of our past. But it gets stranger. Your ancestors did not always eat fresh meat. They often stored meat for weeks or months, allowing it to rot. It became filled with bacteria and insects, yet they ate it anyway. Some scientists believe they even preferred the taste. Sound disgusting? You still do something similar today. Cheese, yogurt, sourdough, wine, beer, soy sauce, and pickles are all forms of controlled decay, rot transformed into something safe and delicious. Your body still remembers the world it evolved in. A world where food was rare, survival was uncertain, and every calorie mattered. That is why late at night, when you open your fridge even though you are not hungry, a 3 million-year-old survival program is still running inside your brain. It is still searching, still storing, still trying to keep you alive. If you were dropped into the wilderness 50,000 years ago, you would likely die within days. You wouldn't know which plants were safe, where water was hidden, or how to catch an animal. But if a person from 50,000 years ago walked into your kitchen, they would believe they had entered the pantry of a god. Cold, sweet drinks, endless bread, food from lands they had never imagined, meals that nobody had to hunt, chase, or gather. For millions of years, every human being was hungry, cold, and exhausted. You may be among the first who isn't, and you have no idea how rare that truly is.